physical and mental endurance necessary to lead Marines in combat, but I didn't realize that was only part of the evaluation process. They were also looking to see if I was a good fit for their culture, which was steeped in Marine Corps values, history, and tradition. Each day was a challenge. We were woken up at 5 o'clock a.m., pushed through classes and physical exercises all day long, and then sent to bed at 9 o'clock p.m. But even after the lights went out, the work continued. There were dirty rifles to clean and toilets to scrub. We used to joke that we were expected to be an officer and a janitor, but our real-life version of the movie definitely wasn't a love story. Some lucky candidates even got to stand in a 2-hour fire watch shift between lights out and reveille to ensure that all the weapons locked up in the squad bay were guarded. And then, of course, we'd wake up at 5 o'clock the next morning to do it all over again. By week 3, the midpoint of the training, I was so sleep-deprived that minor tasks that should have been easy, like recalling some of the lessons I'd been learning, or even just lacing up my boots, seemed extremely difficult. And when I was in the middle of this fog, it was tough to see the meaning behind it. I now know that the early stages of military training are designed to test future officers to see how well they perform when they're both exhausted and stressed. After all, we really do behave differently when we're maxed out, and my behavior under stress was exactly what the Corps wanted to assess. It's these moments that reveal whether you can be counted on to do the right thing when tested. Can you uphold the Corps' character standards when you've got little left to give? Can you be trusted? When you're starving and tired and there's only one prepackaged meal left, do you take it for yourself, or do you share it with the team? When you've lost your belt buckle and can't find it before the inspection, do you own up to your mistake, or do you panic and grab someone else's to make sure your uniform is complete? What superficially seems like haphazard chaos to be endured is actually one giant lab experiment in character development and assessment. If you can't do the right things in a training environment, the Corps has no interest in seeing whether you can do the right thing in combat. There's just too much at stake. If you were able to look at my grades during training to see how well I was performing, you might have thought I was failing. If this had been a reality TV series and I had a camera on me 24/7, I would have looked like a hot mess. I was yelled at for having a messy gear locker and called on the carpet for my inability to remember various Marine Corps facts and figures. I also stumbled many times on the parade ground while marching around. I even dropped my rifle on several occasions, a cardinal sin in the Corps. So each week, as I watched other candidates either drop out or be asked to leave, I thought it was just a matter of time until my number came up. Fortunately, it never did. It was only after my OCS experience that I realized why I passed. The Corps wasn't looking for tactical perfection. The sergeant instructors who lead candidates through OCS recognize that they are working with imperfect students who are eager to learn. They also realize the stressful nature of the environment they create. After all, they created it. Since the candidates are so caught up in the training, what they don't notice is that during the early stages of training, there's an acceptance of less than best performance at the hundreds of tasks you must complete each day. That is, as long as you don't compromise your character. That's a big caveat. To assist candidates in doing the right thing in moments of stress, we were told to always abide by the Corps' values of honor, courage, and commitment. If we could demonstrate these 3 behaviors when challenged, we were told, we would be welcomed into the organization. Through the experience of having the concept of values literally spelled out for me and reinforced by strong examples, I now realize how easy, relatively speaking, my Marine Corps character development process was compared to what happens with my peers in the private sector. The truth is, most professionals don't get the opportunity to explore, validate, align, or test their values in a controlled environment. Having no such opportunities can prevent them from becoming sparks who can rely on themselves to do the right thing, or at least right by themselves, when challenged. Doing the right thing is the foundation on which trust is built. Why your values matter. When most people embark